So let me talk about where we are on the timeline. Now, a lot of us are just waking up. A lot of us have been researching. We've been aware, we're awake, and we understand what the state of the world is, the games, the gimmicks, the psyops, and everything. And there is a spectrum along this journey of the Great Awakening process. And the biggest being, of course, is your realization with who you are in your relationship with the Lord. And so that's key. God is using everything that's going on right now in the political landscape, what's happening in the health and pharmaceutical, in the economic, financial sectors, everything. He's using it to shake the church, to shake the world, so that you can wake up to having a relationship with Jesus Christ and you would receive him as your Lord and Savior. And from there, you would upgrade, you would be sanctified, you would grow in your knowledge of not being deceived by Satan, by the demonic antichrist agenda that's happening right now. And so I'm saying this because many of us have fallen ill, have fallen deceived into the narrative of what's going on right now. Now, I don't know what you're thinking with regards to everything that has happened this week. We had the Speaker of the House being removed. You had the October 4th, the EBS, the EAS, and just many other things. Senator from North Dakota died in a plane crash. A lot of people raising questions, asking things about the migrant crisis, just so many issues. And people are proposing who the new speaker is and just many other questions. Now, I want to remind you, remember, there's a face value, there's a optical, public-facing war or a show, a theater, a theatrical play going on, and behind that is a greater, bigger agenda. Trump, these patriots, Matt Gaetz, many other people, they're not sweating bullets, nervous about their image, about what's going on. A lot of these guys are playing a role and they're participating in the greatest takedown of the history of mankind. Now that involves the global elite, the people that have power, the financial systems that have plagued us, that have given basically the modern day version of slavery with respect to the fiat currency and this whole usury system, the interest, and just who you are in terms of as a person and what you have to pay back through taxes, through this whole scheme. And people don't realize it because they're accepting it as the norm. But you don't realize that you are a commodity in their eyes with regards to this whole universal common law and statutory law and how they're trying to use it against you and for them to get richer and to retain that power. And so this is what's happening where they don't want you to wake up. They don't want you to realize what's going on, and they're going to distract you with all kinds of things. Everything from sports, from movies and entertainment, the late night talk shows to make you think a certain way, all the way down to the smallest of distractions. But there's a bigger caution. There's a bigger issue they have for which you cannot wake up. They don't want you to wake up. They don't want you to realize not only who God is, because they are Satan worshiping Antichrist people. They're not going to say, oh yeah, I'm a Satan worshiper, but it's the spirit that's there, right? The Antichrist spirit, the ungodly spirit. Everything from the non-binary, the gender stuff, all the way down to your school, your ideology, what they're teaching you, how you've got to think. And they're going hard to get you to hate the good people. Look at how they're smearing all these new guys, Jim Jordan, right? Trump, especially this judge, and just so many things, the persecution. People are waking up. And sadly, many good people are still fallen prey. They're still fallen victim to this whole agenda, this narrative agenda. They have a certain control over some people that are still asleep, that refuse by their own pride to wake up. They still have a grip on them, but many more people are slowly waking up. And I've said this before, but there are different realms. Everything from Hollywood, right? A lot of people that are the young generation following these celebrities are looking at people like Britney Spears and many other people and wondering, wait, what's going on here? What's going on with Kanye? What's going on with all these guys that supposedly, Taylor Swift and these guys, that they're doing certain things, realizing that there's a bigger agenda at play, and they're waking up to this, all the way down to the finance people, down to the health people. And again, I can't even touch that subject. I'm going to get banned. And then now the political space, well, it has been, but so much of what's happening, people are waking up and realizing, I want to know the truth, because they're name calling They're calling people cultists, all these extreme things. There's no balance. And you can totally tell the news media, the bias, and all of what's happening with regards to the liberal, the woke agenda, and these things. And so you're being shaken right now. The agenda here for the, if you want to call them the left or the elitist, the non-God people, is to get you submitted, to get you to think a certain way, to get you not to wake up. But the narrative is what the war is right now. And so you have to get aligned to that and wake up, do your research, pray, seek the Lord for wisdom, and stop falling prey to the narrative that's being played. So many people still hate, conservatives and the right and the ultra MAGA and the Trump, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordans of the world. They hate them so much because they're told to hate. They're told to believe a certain narrative, not realizing that you have to do the due diligence, the research, and realize that there's also an optics play. There's also a theatrical show going on because they want to win you over with logical fallacies. They want to win you over by just name calling and pointing and smearing. And it's so overwhelming that you get desensitized to it. And because you're not strong, in fact, you're weak to how you process rumors, how you process your perception of somebody, that you have no choice but to think, oh, I've got to hate him, I've got to hate him. And you end up hating that person for no reason. But the strong Christians, the people that are waking up, and even if you're not a believer, you're attuned and your senses are awakened to the fact that, wait a minute, there's something off here, right? I've showed videos of independents, even the left, waking up and saying, wait, hold on, there's something amiss here. And this is what's happening. The Great Awakening and these people that are put on public display, they have a bigger agenda in the greater war of taking down this deep state, to take down the global elite of this modern day slavery type of system that we live in today. And so this is what's happening. These people are not going to care about how they appear because they're playing a role. And there's other people that are deep state assets, double agents, whatever it is. They're black hat moles. They appear to be good, but they're being exposed too. They're being brought down. Kevin McCarthy, right? The whole Ukraine funding thing and just all of this money laundering. If you research it, with hundreds of billions of dollars going to Ukraine, right? Think about how you could use 1 billion to fund the wall, to do many other things, fund veterans, fund the homeless in this nation, but we're sending so much money over there. And people demonizing Putin, demonizing these other, leaders that are actually doing positive things, and then lifting up other leaders, Zelensky, and just this whole circus that's happening. So you got to wake up and you have to do some research, find out for yourself, stop listening to CNN and the mainstream media, and realize where we are, which is that we are in the midst, approaching the storm or in the storm. A lot of people call it the calm before the storm, but you're going to see massive arrests. You're going to see justice. You're going to see things play out. Yes, it's a 6-year plan. Yes, it takes some time, but it must be done this way. And so this has been, if you want to say, intricately planned by the White Hats. If you believe and think like I do that certain people are still in total control, obviously God in control, but is the CIC, Commander-in-Chief, still Trump? Is there things that have happened in the PEDs because we were in war with regards to the biological attacks, with regards to the 2020 election being stolen, many other things? He had the authority to protect the Constitution. He's doing things like devolution and many, many things. And so this is what we're seeing playing out. If it's a 4-year optical play for which we had a fake Biden in there with his mask and all these things, in order for other things to happen, to expose, to bring together, and to take down, this is what it took. And this is how it must play out. Because if you were to draft this up as a military general trying to take down a global world order, how would you do it? You're not going to do it overnight. You're not going to do it without having at least a majority of the people waking up and realizing what the agenda is, whether it's depopulation, whether it's to get you to take certain things, to eat certain things, to inject certain things, and this whole health crisis that we live in today, to get you under their hypnosis, in a sense. So this is what's happening, guys. So we are at the precipice, or we're passing it, and we're going to see lots of justice, lots of, crimes against humanity being accounted for. Trump just recently put up a video of some movie, I think, for which during the Nuremberg trials, or at least after the World War II, all of these people getting sentenced to hanging, to death, because of their counts of what they did in their crimes against humanity. You're going to see the same thing happen in this time. The narrative, the people that control the media, and whoever leftist liberal people are out there that are extreme, they're going to push and they're going to try to defend, but this is not going to work. So love you guys. Be encouraged. It's a great time to be alive. Keep fighting the good fight. God has control, and don't believe everything that they're telling you. Sift out the lies. Get right with him. Discern for yourself. Love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.